Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful crop top with bell sleeves. If this looks like what you want to learn how to make, then please keep watching and let's get started. So to begin, I'll rule a straight line on my lining piece like so to serve as our shoulder line and also the guideline. I'm using my lining piece so you guys can see clearly. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the shoulder I'm working with divided by 2. Okay, I added ½ inch to that and then I marked it down. That's because we won't be using a pattern paper for this. We are drafting directly on our fabric. So I came down by 1 inch on that shoulder point and then I marked 3 inches for my neck width like so, and then I'll just go ahead to connect that with a slope. And then after that I'll just go down from that line by 7.5 inches. That's the armhole I'm working with. It's 7 inches. I still added ½ inch to that. I'll just go ahead to draw a straight line like so, and then I'll also go ahead to connect from the shoulder to that point. Okay, so I'll just confirm my 7.5 inches on that point as well and then connect it like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my bust, shoulder to bust point measurement, which is 10, shoulder to under bust, which is 13, and then the length of the top I'm using 17.5. Okay, so I'll just mark that on the other side as well and then use my rule to connect the points. Then I'll go ahead to label bust point, on the bust, top length, and then chest line. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to do is to come down by 3 inches. That's my front neck depth. Okay, I'll be using 3 inches for my front neck depth, and then I'll just go ahead to connect it like so. Okay, remember the neck width we use is 3 inches, neck depth is also 3 inches. For the back neck depth I'll be using 1.5 inches. Okay, but for now this is the front we are cutting. I'm still going to use this to cut the back as well. And remember that this front piece is placed on fold. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to measure what I have on the armhole and then divide it by 2, and then I'm just going to mark that down, and then I'll go ahead to go in on that point by ½ inch. Then I'll divide the bust measurement I'm working with by 4 and then mark it down like so, and then I will use my curved rule to connect the points. And then after that I'll go ahead to add my allowance. I'm using 1.5 inches. I'll go ahead to also measure what I have on that chest line. I'll just go ahead and measure it and then place that on the waistline as well. Okay, so I'll just connect with a straight line like so. So guys, that's because we want the top to be a bit free. That's why I use the same measurement for the top part for the lower part. Okay, so I'll just go ahead to cut it out. Just watch carefully to see the sides I'm cutting. So after cutting this out, I'll still go ahead to place this on another piece to cut out the back. So I'll just go ahead to fold my piece like so, and then I'll place the front piece on it. So this second piece is going to be our back piece. So I'll just make sure that it aligns, place it properly, and then I'll go ahead to trace what I have here. Okay, I'll just go ahead to cut. So just watch carefully to see how I'm going to cut this. So guys, for the back armhole we won't be cutting the curve. Okay, we'll not be going in by the ½ inch. Just cut your back armhole straight and then cut the neckline like so. Remember we went down by 1.5 inches and then cut the lower part like so. Okay, So after that, we'll just take it out, and then we can now cut our front neckline and our front armhole. So after that, we'll just set this front piece aside and work on the back piece. Okay, for the back piece, I'll be making a curve on the back, center back. I'll go down by 4.5 inches, just create a slight curve on that part. Okay, that's to enable your client wear the outfit. Okay, so it's not going to be tight, so we're going to be fixing a button on that part, so just watch carefully. So I'm gone ahead to cut my curve, and that's how it looks. I also went ahead to cut on my fabric, and on my fabric I cut exactly what I have, but I added 1 inch on the lower part. Okay, so you just cut and then add 1 inch on the lower parts like so on your fabric. So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut the sleeves. So guys, for the sleeves, I have this fabric here on fold. I folded this into 4. Okay, so just come down by 5 inches, and then I'll mark my armhole measurement, okay, on that point, and then add 1 inch seam. Then I'll connect from the top to that point like so. Okay, then divide what I have there by 2, mark it, and then I'll go up by about 0.5 inches with a curve, and then when I get to that midpoint, I'll go down by about 0.5 inch with a curve as well, and then I'll just connect that to the lower part. Okay, and for these sleeves I use 25 inches. Okay, so just make sure to measure your long sleeve measurement, and then you can use that. Then for the center of the sleeve on this part, I'll go up by 1.5 inches from the lower part. Okay, just go up by either 1 inch or 1.5 inches. You can also do 2, then you connect it like so with a slant. So I'll just go ahead to cut this out. So guys, for the width of the sleeve I used 11 inches. Okay, that's 11 inches on fold. You can make yours wider. So I'll just go ahead to cut. So guys, let's start sewing. So for the sewing, I'll just go ahead to join my lining piece to my main piece. So I'll be starting with the front, and for the front I'll just go ahead to place it like so. Okay, and then I'll just sew the neckline by 1/2 inch, and then the lower part as well, I'll go ahead to sew it by 1/2 inch, and then I'll join the sides as well, and then come show you guys how it looks. So guys, this is how it looks after I was done. I've gone ahead to sew the lower part, sew the neckline, and also join the sides. So just go ahead to flip this over so you guys can see. So guys, after flipping over, this is how it looks. As you can see, the next thing we are going to do now is to work on the back. Okay, so guys, for the back I'll also go ahead to join my lining piece to my main piece as well, but for the back we'll be adding a rope so that we can be able to fix our buttons. Okay, so I'll repeat the same step: sew the neckline, sew the lower part, and also sew the sides. But for this part of the neckline, I'll just go ahead to cut a piece of fabric. Okay, measuring about 3 inches, 2.5 inches, but for the width about 1.5 inch. Okay, just fold it in and sew it. Okay, and then place it on that part, then you can now sew your lining. Okay, so just go ahead to do that and show you how it looks. So guys, I'm done with that, and this is how it looks. I'll just go ahead to notch all my edges. Okay, make sure you notch your curved edges so that it will relax on the other side. So I'll just go ahead to notch mine, and then I'll go ahead to flip this over so you guys can see how it looks. I'll also notch that part as well, and then notch the other side as well. Then I'll flip this over. So guys, this is how it looks after flipping over. As you can see, this is how it looks. We'll be fixing a button on the other side. So guys, after this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to join the shoulders of the front and the back. This step is quite trickish. As a beginner, if you cannot do it, you can just go ahead to join your shoulders the normal way. Okay, but if you watch carefully, I believe you're going to understand. So you place your pieces like so, and then you flip the other side like so. Okay, flip the lining like so, as you can see, and then just go ahead to sew by 1/2 inch. Okay, so guys, after that, this is how it should look. I'll just go ahead to notch that part like so, and then flip it. So guys, you can see how neat this looks. Okay, so if you can do this, it's just fine because your work is going to look neater. Okay, so guys, this is how it looks. The next thing we are going to do is to work on our sleeves. So for the sleeve, just go ahead to notch the midpoint on the top part. Okay, just notch that point, and then go ahead to hem the lower part by about 0.25 inches. Just hem the lower part like so, and then after that, the next thing we are going to do is to fix our sleeves on our top. So to do this, we're just going to place them right sides facing each other, and then start sewing from the middle. Okay, just start sewing from the middle. That's the part that we notched. That part, just sew like so to the other end, and then sew on the other side as well to the other end. So guys, after that, this is how it looks. The next thing to do is to join the sides. Okay, so we're just going to be joining by 1/2 inch from that part, the armhole, down to the hem of the top, and we'll repeat the same step on the other side as well. So guys, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. So guys, this is the finished look of our top. As you can see, it turned out so beautiful. I also went ahead to fix my buttons on the back, and we've come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. Please don't forget to check out my other videos as well. Bye.